Okay, right. Today we're going to talk about depth of field.
It's only water, it's either sink or swim. Can't hold back your light and expect to win. Gotta go harder, oh you've gotta learn. Don't suppress your fire, baby, let it burn. Be who you are. Nobody can take that.
Good day folks, and welcome to my latest photography 101. And today's topic is very debatable because a lot of people misunderstand the concept of depth of field. You know, being a Micro Four Thirds photographer, you know, people always say, you know, you don't have shallow depth of field and things like that. But at the same time, I did mention that I was a full frame guy as well. So, you know, I have tried them all. I mean, I shoot medium format as well, as you can imagine. If you haven't tried that, if you really want ultra paper thin depth of field, try large format. But anyway, today's topic is what is all about trying to make you understand the good and bad of each, and to see whether you really do need that ultra shallow depth of field or you really want everything to be pin sharp. First of all, let's talk about shallow depth of field. I know this is something that I think everybody wants these days, especially people coming from or upgrading from a smaller format, even smaller than Micro Four Thirds, like smartphones and things like that, or point and shoot cameras. And yeah, because it's difficult to achieve shallow depth of field. So every time when they see something shallower, and yeah, they think it's quite professional and cool. To a certain extent, yes, because you know it's a physics thing. Even though computational photography is coming very nicely these days, and I'm pretty sure it will mature even further in the next few years. So yeah, it'd be quite interesting to see how that will happen or affect future cameras designs. But anyway, it's very interesting about shallow depth of field because as a professional myself, when I've used Canon full frame, so I have shot with some of the most amazing shallowest depth of field lenses you can imagine. For instance, like the 300 2.8, the 85 1.2L, you know, that is the magic lens. You know, you can really isolate your subject from the background quite nicely, get that really lovely pop, so to speak. I have used also the Leica 50mm 0.95 Noctilux. You know, that is another gorgeous shallow depth of field lens. Even the Summilux 1.4 is really awesome as well. So I don't need people to kind of talk me down and talk me through about the shallow depth of field, even though I am now a Micro Four Thirds photographer, because I can still achieve similar kind of shot by adjusting my focal length and the distance from my subject and the background. So yes, you just have to understand, basically. For those who really don't understand, they always compare apples and oranges, which is always difficult and always wrong to do. And until you really understand the physics behind it, until you actually understanding photography, focal length, and all kinds of things, you know, it's really hard for people to compare things and make some sense out of it. But anyway, when do you use shallow depth of field? I personally think that you use it when you really want to isolate your subject from the background or the foreground itself, to create a separations there, where you draw the interest more towards the subject because everything is blur. Yeah, I mean that really works well. And then I mean, I've used it in the past, I still use it nowadays. Even on the Micro Four Thirds, like I mentioned, I can still create shallow depth of field. So I use that, but I think don't overdo it. And if you haven't seen my previous 101 about the bokeh is for lazy people, yeah, the link is up here, so you can check it out. You know, bokeh is good, bokeh is lovely, you know, don't get me wrong, I do love it, because that affects the rendering of the overall images. So yeah, it's important to have that. So I like it, but more importantly, if you really want to improve your photography, you really have to start learning about using deeper depth of field. So deeper depth of field is definitely something you should be thinking about, because achieving shallow depth of field is a lot easier than you think, you know, and but having deeper depth of field and still having a great photo is actually very difficult to achieve. But I have to admire all those modern Instagram photographers, because they are actually amazing at that. If you just go to some of the like great Instagrammers, you know, you just look at their portfolio and photos, you see how clever they are utilizing leading lines, compositions, negative space, lights and shadows to shape everything. This is what I'm talking about. This is the basic of photography, and it's something that you really should be learning from now and try to master as well, because that is the key to all photographs. You know, the shallow depth of field is to be used for creative reasons, and also, you know, in certain situations only, but not trying to have shallow depth of field for every single shot that you make. So having deeper depth of field will definitely enhance your portfolio in general, because you can start taking more meaningful photographs. Just to summarize everything I just talked about, and you as a photographer should start appreciating both shallow depth of field and deeper depth of field photography. I personally use both for different creative reasons, and for most people, you know, you already know about shallow depth of field because it's everywhere and everyone is talking about it, and especially those using larger formats, for instance. And for new photographers, they often get very excited about shallow depth of field, because this is something that they cannot achieve with point and shoot cameras or smartphones, and yeah, smartphone kind of, but yeah, if you know what I mean. So they always get very excited seeing all this shallow depth of field photography, like separation, the pop and everything like that. But this is more like a novelty, and then overall, if you keep shooting shallow depth of field photography for too long, your shot will start becoming very, very boring. And like I mentioned in my bokeh video, you know, you should use it for creative reason, not for the sake of having shallow and bokeh and everything like that all the time. So deeper depth of field photography would definitely enhance your creative mind and make you a more complete photographer, because you will start learning about composition and lighting, shadow, leading lines, you know, foreground interest, background interest, and things like that, to make your images more balanced and also more meaningful. So it's very, very important to understand that. So yeah, go and practice now. So hope you guys enjoyed this particular video, and if you have any other questions or any other suggestions you want me to talk about, remember to leave the comment down below, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe our channel if you are first or new in here, this channel, and also click on the bell button so you know when our new video comes out. So until next time, we'll talk again. Bye.